Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have the Fishkeeper Aquarium Internal Power Filter. It's a FK010-L. And this one's pretty neat. So this is everything that you basically get in a box. So you have a airline. Then you have a couple different stages. This is pretty neat. So it actually comes off in different stages. And then you basically tighten it like that. You kind of hear it click. But it has these internal sponges that you can basically rinse under water, like once a month or so, or as basically needed. And then you basically just take each one out, squeeze it, rinse it under some like warm water, and then I'll get all the debris out. But I like how it's in like different stages, so you can pull it apart, pull each little filter out, clean it, rinse it, put it back in, and then you are good to go. And like I said, it goes together in stages. And then this is the main power unit for it. So basically you are putting this on top. So this is great if you have a tall aquarium like I do. So you can see how that will basically fit that pretty decent. But if you have a smaller aquarium, this is adjustable. So you basically just kind of disconnect the different stages, put that on, and then you can use that if you have a smaller, less deep tank, or if you wanted to basically have a less conspicuous looking filter, you can mount this back in a corner. But for my purposes, I will show you all three stages so you can kind of get an idea of how deep that actually is in my tank. And this is a 55-gallon corner tank, so give you kind of an idea. So this is your power cord. So it's a pretty generous length, which is great. So you can kind of mount this around and have a nice drip part to the cord if need be. So again, that's pretty generous length overall. And you do have a kind of like a water diverter. So you can have that go straight out if you wanted to, or you can put this adapter on. And then you can basically adjust it like up, down. And you do have a little bit of movement on his power head, which is kind of hard to see or demonstrate. But basically, when you disconnect this part, this opens up, and that has your impeller pin. And then this has your impeller. So again, every time you clean a filter, I'd probably pull this out, rinse it off, because you'll get like a lot of buildup on that like impeller. And then again, you put this back on, quick and easy, and then make sure it's nice and flush. And then you just kind of like twist it around. And again, you can kind of like see the rings and stuff on there. And then that is what the top of this power filter looks like. So this is where your water is basically going to enter, filter through, and then it goes through. So this is like the catch debris, as well as the surface area on this is great for building that bacteria colony to definitely help keep your aquarium a lot cleaner and clearer over time. And then on this side you have the air hose port, which is like right there. So that's a cover. So if you want to use additional air on that, that's great. If you don't have to. And then this is the airline that comes with it. So you basically hook that up on there, like so. Put this cap down out of the way for a second. So that's your airline, and it's enough that it can sit outside your tank, and you can either just use some airflow on this, or you can actually even hook up an air pump to it to add additional air to feed into that. But this will kind of act as like a air venturi system. And then on top here, you can unscrew this, and I'll show the different air values that you can add to your tank. Anyway, let me put this inside the tank real quick, and then we'll power it up, and I'll give you a close-up look at it. So for the purpose of the video, I'm probably going to mount it just here, but eventually I'm going to put it into the back corner of the tank, so it's kind of like out of visual display. Okay, let me just put this down in here. As you put it down, the air bubbles and stuff will come up out of that, filling the filter. That's the airline sitting out. Let me just plug this in. Let's kind of put that electric cord out of the way. And then that is the filter blowing out some air. And then again, you can close that air off completely. So it's just working through the power filter. Or we can open that up and just add some aeration to that. So let me give you kind of a close-up view. So again, that is with the air valve open. Like I said, you can see all the stages. And then that is the top view of how the water is getting pulled in. Then pulled in and down, and then out. But then we can adjust this valve right here to adjust your airflow. And then we just tighten that valve down. And then that will cut down on the airflow that's going through, and just some residual bubbles from the filter being full of air still, but eventually that will go away. But I love the fact that it just has like each stage going down. And then again, you can adjust this to go a little bit higher, out of the way, so it's blowing towards the top to keep the top moving and aerated. Or you can put it straight across. And yes, my plants do need some TLC. I travel quite a bit, but that's going to be next. But anyway, that is your cool power filter. Brian from Garage Mahal, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.